Down to the weeding!
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? We have a special guest with us, Mr. Pulls Tim.
Good morning.
What's up, bud?
Good morning. It's definitely a Monday, definitely a Monday.
Monday after the Super Bowl is one of the Mondayest Mondays ever, right? So I'm really banking on that right now in LA because I'm gonna pull a long day at work. And we're really hoping everybody else just called in sick and there's no traffic on the way home. But we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to do the reading and I was like, oh, I think I've read this before. I was looking at January 11th or 9th or whatever it was. So I was like, yeah, I got to dial this in. I got to dial this in quickly, Yeah. One of those. So
Morning, Shells. Morning, Dr. Feelgood. What's up, MP? How you doing? And good morning, David. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest benefits and why I always make Jason look like a fool. Is that I read on a Kindle. So there's really no way for me to be like a month behind.
mm,
It's always on my next page. Like the
yeah.
scrolling to the
Yeah.
page,
Smart.
you can easily but yeah, that's
Yeah. I
good
like it.
stuff. So
That's a good
so
plan, especially since you're in charge, right? Like,
yeah. Well, and the real reason was like when not when I started this, but like when the journal routine became really important to me, I had some trips planned, and I was like, I have a stack of 5 books next to me that I carry with me every morning. So it's like to have to do that on a plane.
yeah.
The Kindle just takes away a couple of them.
Yeah. Smart.
Yep, I finally cut the hair. I did this myself, and my daughter helped me do the backside. It was pretty. I haven't done like a. I've always been afraid of doing a fade alone. I'll just and I told my daughter was freaking out, and I could see like the concentration in her face. It was so cool. And I'm like, honey, and she's like, I'm not gonna hurt you, am I? I'm like, no. Like so it was a cool moment watching her focus and pay attention and then be worried. I'm like, at the very least, I'm just gonna take the one and buzz it all off if you do a really bad job. Can't do any worse than I did. But yeah. All right, man. Tell us about you. Who are you? Where you
Yeah.
come from? Tell us a little bit about your parenting journey,
Sure.
some of your upbringing, what you do for a living, all that shit.
Yeah. My name is Tim. You guys might know me on the internet as Pulse Tim or the guy who loves pugs. Uh, I've been together with my wife for about 15 years, married for almost 14. And in late 2019, we adopted our son, Mo, from Taiwan, um, so it was about a little over 6 years ago. So in January or in November. And then, we adopted from Taiwan. He didn't speak a word of English. So that was a lot of fun in the beginning, trying to learn all of that, learn how to communicate. And he's like, "Who are these? Like, why is it cold here in Ohio? What is pizza? Why does no one look like me? Like all the things, right? Just a scared 6-year-old. So that was quite a journey. I could talk a lot. I could talk about that for hours and hours and hours. I used to be a banker a long time ago, believe it or not.
Mm.
And then I owned my own photography business. Um, and then when where our son came here, like I quote unquote retired. I got a little lucky in the last bull run, crypto bull run.
Oh, nice.
And we also had been saving for that for me because my wife's a school teacher, so she carried the insurance. She's been teaching for 15 years, so she carries the insurance and all that stuff. So we were saving and planning for when our son Mo came, for me to quote unquote retire, and it just kind of all fell into place, luckily. So currently, I that's what I do. I hang out right here on the internet during the day. Um, yeah, grew up. Uh, Mom and dad divorced early, so I've had a lot of like stepbrothers, stepsisters. Um, yeah, yeah. So banking, photography to quote unquote retired, I guess is what we could say.
Oh, cool. So does your wife still teach?
Yeah, she still teach. She teaches first grade. She has her superintendent's license, her principal license. She's the director of the summer camp slash what they call it summer school now, but summer camp. And she's currently enrolled in her PhD. So
Oh,
we got a
wow.
lot. We got a lot going on. We got a lot
Wow.
going on under the roof here. So I'm guessing in the next, you know, 12 to 24 months, she'll probably hold some sort of administrative role in our local school district. So yeah,
Nice. Yep. Good
yeah,
morning, bro. Yeah. Like, look, sometimes that's the life hack is to snag a superwoman.
yeah. It's yeah, I'm fine with it. It's great. So she's just super passionate, and you know, being someone who has like a creative brain, like if you want to do something and you got the drive to do it, I'm all for it. So yeah,
Morning carp fishing. Um, well, cool. So let's adopting, right? Let's talk
yeah,
about that. That's your
yeah,
parent journey. Is
yeah.
there a specific reason why? Like,
Yeah, we found out pretty early on in our marriage that we couldn't have children,
okay.
and we knew that we wanted a family. We knew we wanted to adopt. We did the whole like foster parent training, but never actually fostered, and it just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the adoption part just kind of like I think we kind of knew in the back of our minds we were going to, right? But um, it kind of just fell into place, I would say. Like it was like preordained or something, you know. So like
Yeah.
um yeah, it took us about a year of paperwork and, you know, $1 billion because that's what it costs to adopt. It's a business essentially at this point.
That's wild.
We traveled to Taiwan twice. In the
Okay.
same year. And then he came home in November of 2019. And like I said, he didn't speak any English. And, he had been in an orphanage slash group home slash foster, care. But we got like the last place he was at was like a group home. Think of like an old YMCA building
Mm-hmm.
um, with like different age kids on different floors, essentially. And so we came home November, he didn't speak any English. And he was scared, and he was like, are these people going to send me back, so
Yeah.
I'm going to do everything in my power to test them and their will. And we talked, before we hit the button, but someone in our house was crying, you know the first 6 months, 24 hours a day, the first 6 months. Just it was it was crazy, it was wild. You got a kid that's like, what's you're going to send me back, so like let's push everyone's buttons, so it was a challenging time, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. Very quickly, I was like, "Oh, I sound like my mother." You know what I mean? I was like, "Holy crap!" So, um, yeah, it was a wild time for us. We lost my AirPod. And then so we came home 19, and my dad was actually dying at that time. So he was in hospice and then came home from hospice for like a month. So in between that, I was like running, back and forth because my wife was on maternity leave essentially, and I was like running between houses taking care of my dad, and then 2 months later it was COVID. So that
Yeah.
was quite the time. It was quite the time bubble. So yeah, yeah,
Okay, so 6 years ago, you brought home a 6-year-old, right? So
yeah.
12
6-year-old.
now.
Yeah, we
How
got him on
how
his
is
sixth
the
birthday.
how has the journey been for teaching him English? And have you guys learned
Yeah.
any of his language?
So yeah, YouTube and COVID,
Hmm.
right? So we
Yep.
would watch, all the YouTube stuff, and I was a big sneakerhead for a really long time. So we were watching like sneaker videos on YouTube together. We were watching um, just everything and anything. I learned a little bit of Mandarin before we went, but the culture there is just like if you're adopted, you're now American. So like
Yeah.
leave
Okay.
like he was told like so he doesn't speak Mandarin anymore. Like he won't do it. I know knows it.
Oh,
He's just like I don't remember, and he's clearly lying because I know when he's lying to me. So it's like, um, but yeah, he like the culture there is very much you're not here anymore. Like fully embrace everything. So
interesting.
it's
That was gonna
yeah
be that was one of my next questions is like, do you guys like celebrate his culture at all or like have any
yeah
like tie back? Like is there a plan to like all go back there one day or anything like that? Like
Yeah, we
interesting.
celebrate like Chinese New Year,
Hmm.
all of that stuff, all the major holidays. We talk about. He loves to travel. Like he's like a world traveler at this point. We hack the credit card miles. We're very efficient at that. So he's been all over the country, all over the world, and we do chat about going back. But I think he's a little hesitant. I think obviously with all that trauma and like the way he was basically told not to, just don't. So
Just leave it behind. Yeah.
yeah, I think someday we will, when he's maybe 16, 18 or 20, in that range.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm sure the curiosity will hit him
yeah, for
as he
sure.
grows up. And
For sure.
obviously he's gonna be growing up in a home with a, curious family. So
Yeah, he actually has
I'm sure
three
it'll.
siblings in America too. We're
Oh
in
really?
contact with one of them. One of the families happened to be going on their first trip when we were on our second trip. So I actually like met them in the hotel lobby, and like he got to see
Wow.
his sister for the first time because it's like a different dad. Sister for the first time in like this hotel lobby as he's getting ready to like leave Taiwan. So yeah, it was crazy. I have I'll text you some videos. It's pretty
So he's got
wild.
a couple of siblings, like
Yeah.
actual siblings from
Hmm.
Taiwan that also got
Yeah.
adopted
Hmm.
and are in America with different families.
Correct. Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah.
is it a certain like adoption agency?
Yeah, we used CCAI through they're from Colorado. So
Okay.
the Denver area, they specialize in like China, Taiwan, and a few other countries, but we use them because some of our friends had adopted before through China. So, it's like
Nice.
you don't know where to start, so you trust the people you trust if they hope they guide you in the right direction. So
Yeah.
yeah, but now I mean he speaks fluent English. He's on the honor roll. He's smarter than everybody in the room every time. He's 12. His voice is changing. He's mildly aggravated at everything you say with a little bit of sass and but all in all just like he's a good kid, a happy kid. He like hums and skips, like the all the classic signs of like happy kids. So but he's also very keep to himself, loves video
Yeah.
game. He has a pretty severe vision impairment. So
Okay.
um like he like what we can see at 20 feet, like say a stop sign, he can see at like 2 feet.
Oh.
So yeah, so like when he's like playing with his iPad, he's like like really close to it. Or but he's on the esports team at school. He thrives in that. We've
Okay.
tried soccer. We've tried track. Soccer stopped after his glasses got knocked off his face the first time. He was like, I'm over
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
That was like herd soccer when everyone just runs around each other at age 7. And then, um, he did track, but he decided that wasn't for him. So it looks like esports might be his route. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Well, I mean, it's all it's all thanks to you, right? And your wife, like giving him that space,
yeah,
taking that leap. Like
yeah,
you said, like kind of like you guys found out you couldn't have a kid. You guys probably talked and did a couple of different things over the years, and then
hmm
it happened, and thankfully it happened when it right when it did, because like you said, November 2019, like 2 months later you guys would not be, if
no,
there was any sort of delay in the paperwork, it wouldn't have happened. And then now this kid has, this arguably amazing life, with people, friends, all that stuff. So kudos to you guys. And then
appreciate that.
one thing I did want to bring up is this is the part that kind of like warms me up a little bit, where it's like I would have I don't think I know anyone um that like has adopted a kid from out of the country. And so like if anyone ever comes to me in the future and is like, that question brings up, I'm like, "Oh, I know this guy Tim, like you should hit him up.
Yeah,
Like he knows a good
100%.
agency, blah blah blah." So like anyone out there, you now have a reference if that comes up anywhere in your life. Tim obviously knows what he's doing, or
I'm figuring
let's
it
say
out.
he does. He knows the people that know what they're doing.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
He knows a good agency. Like the fact that he
yeah,
said their name here means that it was a good story and a good thing, and he would refer them most likely.
yeah, yeah. If anybody out there is thinking about it, honestly, DM me. I'm
Yeah.
happy to talk to you about all the good and all the bad, and I'll always give it to you
What
hundred
to be
percent
prepared
honest.
for, all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Mentally and financially, it's just a
Yeah.
lot going on. There's a lot. We were lucky. We did a lot of fundraisers and ended up raising a lot of the money, but it's not cheap for
Mhm.
sure. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the thing that sucks about, or may feel unfair about those of us who are not able to have children the natural way. So I think that kind of it circles back a lot of the times to those of us that do have children, or had it in an easy way, of like how thankful and grateful we are to have that ability. But yeah, I think the thing I've ran into a lot of times is the people who like have infertility and go through like the IVF treatments, and same thing, like it's expensive. So
yeah,
it's like
it really is.
the options to get a kid or have a kid, when you can't do it naturally, like it's such a bummer. Like
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
unfortunate to those of us that don't have that. But
yeah.
again, like I think that probably has a lot of the reason to why you guys did what you did, and why he has what he has now. I'm sure you guys are over the moon happy and grateful that you went
Yeah,
through with all
100%.
of that stuff. And
Yeah,
you're giving it right back to this kid who had probably a pretty rough and terrible 6 years, and is now he's on the point where it's like every day after turning 12, he's now lived longer in a better
yeah,
life than he did before.
yeah.
So
We would 100% is what's the word I want to say? Trying as it was, right? Would do it again.
good.
Even when I think about like sitting on the couch after everyone's going to bed, just like crying and saying all the terrible things in my head that I can't say out loud, and it's like,
Yeah.
but now I look at him and I'm just like, oh, yeah, this is what it was supposed to be. Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
like to say all the time, like, that like everything, I do believe that like we're given everything, or we're presented with all these challenges to help make us stronger. And so
Yeah.
whatever you guys went through in those 15 years, well, it was less than that, but 15 minus 6, those 9 years together where you were trying and
Yeah.
failing, or getting told no, or it wasn't working out. Like, the fact that you guys kept trying, the fact that you guys still were like, okay, well, it doesn't work for us, we're gonna find another way.
Yeah.
Stuck to the journey of like, and that ultimately, I'm sure, like made you guys the parents that you were to be able to take on what is arguably a stronger challenge, a harder challenge in adopting someone who doesn't speak English, who's already 6 years old, like Chels said, split from siblings.
Yeah.
Um, that kid needed some strong parents.
Yeah, it's even at 6, like, I know when I think about when I was young, I don't really remember a lot, right? But your body still remembers it, right? So all that trauma is just stored in his body still. I mean, it comes out, you
Yeah.
know, still comes out. It's gonna come out for the rest of his life.
Yep.
Um, and it's just a wild thing to think about, so it's a lot of patience. It actually ties in really well to today's
Look
reading
at this
about
guy.
like being forceful, right? Like that. I learned really quickly that the only thing that works on is like brushing your teeth, man. Like, hey, like you have to brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Other than that, like that's not gonna work. So um
Yeah.
yeah,
Only a
it's
couple of times until they rise up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's still, I mean, at age 12, we're still like, please, man, brush your teeth. Like the dentist costs more than the PlayStation 5, So like let's lock in where we want to spend our money, Like yeah, yeah. So it's my wife actually was texting me about that this morning. She was like, I don't think he brushes teeth before school because she's driving him to school, and like so clearly she can probably smell that, like that's where it came
Yeah.
from. So thank God for the Quip brand, that they have a tracking toothbrush, so we can
Oh,
see
really?
on, yeah, we can see how
Interesting.
long and they're like $40. I looked it up. So it's like, we can see how long he brushed his teeth and if he did. So
Huh.
that'll be tonight's round table dinner discussion, so.
Quip Quip toothbrush. I just looked it up.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. They got like a
Very interesting.
$40 version one that'll connect to your phone and tell you how long you brush your teeth for. So
Wow.
yeah, a little hack
That's
there for
wild.
everybody I learned about an hour ago. So,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'll go. I mean, look, it's like the one thing that is this the subscription one? Right?
No,
Is there a
you
monthly?
can, well, yeah, you can buy the heads, like, but you can get them at Target or wherever, you don't have to sign up for any of it to use it. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah. I think
game too. Smart reminders, refill. Wow. That's very
yeah.
interesting.
So you can avoid the monthly, if you want to just buy it wherever, so.
Gotcha. Um, Yeah, so going into teeth, like my growing up, my mom was not good with teeth. She was not, one that forced us to do it or paid much attention to it. And like I'm certainly still paying for that.
Yeah.
My dad was the one who had insurance when he had insurance, and went to the dentist and basically got my whole mouth drilled and filled in high school. And then I had I don't want to call it a fear of the dentist because
Yeah.
having gone through all that, like I don't care. Like I walk in there now and he's like, "Are you good for a shot?" And I'm like, "I don't give a shit, dude." He's like, "Can you look
Yeah.
at blood?" I'm like, "I'm all good, homie. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not like MP or I'm afraid of shots and needles. I'll take them in the mouth all the time." That didn't come out right. Anyways, so that led me to like never want to go to the dentist for the longest time. And so yeah, my teeth are a freaking wreck. My
Yeah.
kids' teeth, like, oh man. So it's not a bad
Yeah.
idea, this little toothbrush here.
Yeah. I think it's worth the $40. I think it's worth the 40.
Yeah, right, Chelsea. It's like you turn it into a game. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. This sounds great. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
like we're like like the Apple Fitness tracking app. So like we're, like on the fitness, and then our buddy like shared, like we were like sharing each other's journey or whatever. So he'll like hit
Yeah.
me up and he'll be like, "Dude, you get on a 7 day streak, bud. Let's go." And I'm like, "Yeah." The thing doesn't track me. I'm actually on like a 94 day streak, but like I always forget to like push the buttons on my watch before I do it. Yeah, I need to. Chels needs to be sedated and dragged into the dentist. Yeah, so Rob just chloroforms her, and then the next day she has tooth pain.
Yeah, it's I the dentist is not a great place, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's so wild. I wish, like, come on, man, can't we improve that? Like, it's 2026. Let's figure this shit out. Where's AI?
Yeah,
We need to, like,
right.
someone needs to put into AI like how to make teeth The fix teeth, period.
Yeah,
Like one of the worst
100%.
professions ever. I feel so
100%.
bad. Like some of them are very nice and pleasant, and I like have
Yeah.
to tell them, I'm like, I don't want to see your face like for
Mhm.
a year, 2 years, 10 years. Like I saw that my dentist, my high school dentist, I saw her when I was like fast forward maybe like 4 or 5 years in like a Trader Joe's, and like my brain had blocked out her face, and like she's like, no, I know you, and I'm like, I don't know you, lady.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm a dentist over on Hawthorne. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yep. No thanks. Have a good day. Like, yeah, for sure.
Yep. Same thing, Chelsea. I had that for a while, and then I got a root canal, and it was the worst fucking thing of my life. So then when the next tooth cracked, I told the dentist, I'm like, pull that bitch. I'm like, I don't want another root canal. And now the one that's pulled, so there's a root canal on this side, pulled on this side. I don't know which one's worse. They both suck, is what it is. All right, there's something else, somewhere else I wanted to go with the conversation. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to talk about pugs. I want to
Yeah.
talk about how you got into V Friends.
Yeah.
Let's do those even if they come together.
Sure. Okay. So 2010, maybe I found Gary way
Okay.
back.
All right.
Like, was that like his first book era? Like right around his first book. Um, back then I was in the banking world, but I had like a small like t-shirt business on the side hustle. I grew up
Nice.
very extremely poor, so I was very determined to not live my adult life that way. So
Yeah.
I found him. I tweeted him once, and he tweeted me back, right? And it was like the first time anybody like famous and I was like, holy crap! And he had me, right. He hooked me from that moment on. And then I like, what was it, like Christmas of 24? I was like getting back into collectibles a little bit here and there. I dabbled a little bit back into sports cards. Like I got out all my Jordan cards and during COVID, right? And bought a bunch of
Mm.
slabs on a Saturday morning, or something stupid. Um and so I was talking to Gary. I was like, because I've had NFTs, but I never had a VFriends NFT. I don't know why I didn't get in.
Oh, okay.
I've had NFTs since, oh man, like for a long, long time.
So how'd
And
you get into it then? Like the
so
NFTs?
back then it was just part of like all of the internet crypto. I
Oh,
was
okay.
heavy
Yeah,
into that during COVID.
that's right.
Because I got lucky. So I was heavy into that, and then Christmas time 24, I was on, and Gary was like, ask me a question. It was like 6 a.m. Eastern, and I'm like, hey, what should I buy first? And he's like, you should buy like he sent me a link to a TCG card on eBay, a pug. Well, I
Mm.
was like, what do you like? He was like, what do you like? I'm like, well, I have three pugs. Like, talk to me
Okay.
about that. And so he sent me a link. So I bought that card, and then I was in. And then I went all in on TCG, and then Chrome hit. Um, and then I've been nonstop.
And the pug
I've
was
been
in
buying too.
Chrome. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been buying way too much. Like everybody who's new. Um, but yeah, we have three pugs. We have Tate, who we got before Mo came. So Tate's like 9. He just turned 9 on Valentine's Day, or
Okay.
on February 1st. And then the other two, Russ and Chip, they're COVID babies. So during all that
Mm.
time, Mo coming to America, everyone's in
So I say it
trauma.
wasn't it
My
wasn't enough bringing a kid to America.
well,
You're like,
yeah, yeah.
let's get a pair of
Yeah.
pugs.
Yeah. My dad passed, right? My dog passed, and my stepmom passed, all in like 4 months, like right in the beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
And we had Tate at that time, but we had this boxer named Spike, and he was like, he'd been through everything with me. And I was just like sad.
Yeah.
And I
You need
woke
some
up one
puppy
day.
cuddles.
Yeah. I was like, you know what I need in my life? Some puppy breath.
Yeah.
And
Yep. I understand that.
my wife was like, no. And I was like, it's happening, like it's gonna happen. And then I got the kid on board, so there was a little bit of peer pressure. And then we went to look at these pugs, and I was like, we have Tate's a black pug. We got him first, and I was like, let's get a brown one. And then our son was like, he really liked Russ, who was like this like brindley pug.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
we're there, we got the cash, and I'm like, hey, I brought extra cash, right? Because I'm like, I'm gonna try. And I was like, she was like, whatever, it's like $1,200. I was like, how much for two? And my wife looked at me like, don't you do it. And most at this point, most, understands a little bit of English. And Mo's like, pointing at Russ, and I'm like, I'm getting that one. And then I just handed her the amount for two, and we grabbed them and left. So so
You're
we
like, honey,
came
go
home
warm
with,
the car. Go warm
yeah,
the
yeah,
car. Go warm the car.
she was pissed for till we got home. It's like an hour drive home or whatever. And then she took a nap on the couch, and all three of them took a nap with her, and it was over. Yeah, like I was like, this is all I needed.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
they knew.
So
They knew.
yeah, they knew. And so that's how we got three pugs. So Chip, their names are Tater Tot, Potato Chip, and Russet, all named after potatoes.
That's
So
awesome.
Tate, Chip, and Russ. They're wild, they're crazy, they all have separate personalities, and I love them very much. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, are any of them poised?
I've never really met a poised pug, right? They're all wild. They all have their own percent. I think, yes, Tate, now that he's older, he's
He's the
very
poised one.
regal. Yeah, he's regal. He's composed. He's poised
Yeah.
until you say the word cheese or treat, or
Okay.
car ride. He loves to go in the car. So
Is it
other than
funny
that,
how
they're all menaces.
it cracks me up how dogs have these like trigger words, these words
Yeah.
that they just
Yeah.
like for my dog Dash, it's like his ears, they just like
Oh yeah.
shoot up in the air like whenever a couple of words are said.
Yeah. Pugs are so famous for like the head tilt, right? They're like, huh? What'd you say? What'd you say? Huh? Like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. We have trigger words too, Charles,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
but like nothing else will affect them, like as dogs like living in a house full of humans, like humans say hundreds, maybe 1,000 words a day,
Yeah.
and then multiply that by the my household 5 humans. But then
Yeah.
like if you just say treat within your sentence, it's like Dash is like it's like
from
no,
a
I'm
from
not
a dead
talking
sleep.
to you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he just pops out from around the corner. You're like, where have you been this whole time? He's like,
Yeah.
I've
Or
just been listening. I've just been around the corner listening for that word.
100%. I'll yell like, Mo, time to eat. And then you hear, 12 legs clickety clackety across the wood floor as fast as they can to the kitchen. Right. So it's, yeah. They don't miss certain words for sure. Yeah. But yeah, they're all great. They all snore. Classic pug, right? Classic pugs. They're classic pugs. So yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Dude, I totally forgot about the reading, honestly. Like, but that's it's all good, man. This
I
is
mentioned it slightly. Yeah.
I'm here for this more than anything else. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
If I could have a new person on every day or every week, just talk to someone and then like lap you guys and like go back and do it all over again.
Yeah.
Much better show.
Sign me up. I'm always available.
Yeah.
So whenever you want or slash need, let me know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So in Ohio, always been in Ohio?
Yeah. 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 Yeah, a little bit of the time in Michigan, but mainly Ohio.
Okay.
We have a cottage, and so I'm in Toledo, which is like the line, right? The Michigan Ohio line. So we have a small cottage like 40 minutes away, right into Michigan. So, um, yeah, it's so I guess but yeah, Ohio. That's the long answer to Ohio. Yes.
So you always knew of Gary, but you didn't
Yeah.
get an NFT. Did you go to any of the VCons?
No, never been to a VCon. My first
Oh,
like event was national. So I went to national.
this most
That
recent
was like,
one?
yeah, the most recent one. Yeah. So I did that. So I
I
bought
was
my
there.
NFT. Oh,
I
right.
don't
Yeah. Yeah.
remember.
I,
I'm
I
sure
was
you
the
were
new
there.
guy. I was the new guy. I was just like feeling it out in the corner a little bit. I was like, I don't,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I got my NFT. I started with
Let's beep aim
the
sessions.
Pug Iconic. Um, and then I got my S1. yeah, like shortly, like over the summer, basically.
Yeah,
I pushed in on the digital side. So yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, VCons were. I went to two. They were a fun time. So you really missed out. But
Yeah,
I'm sure
hopefully
you were
they bring
doing
it
something
back because
else.
I'd love to do it. Yeah, hopefully they bring it back. So
I know they're really playing with that timeline there, but who knows?
yeah,
Who
I'll definitely
knows?
I'll be at National
They're
again this
doing a
year
lot
for
of
sure.
shit.
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah,
I'll ne-
my
I'll
bank
I'll
account knows that. Yeah.
I'll never go to another national again. Those It's too
No.
much sports. It's too much sports for me.
Yeah.
The only thing that could pull me out there is the people, and most importantly Mike JY, because it seems like it's the only thing that he's gonna go to until there's another VCon, and it makes me
Right.
sad that I'll going any more years without seeing Mike, because I really like that guy a lot. Um, but the vibe wasn't there for me. I didn't like it at all. Like
Yeah.
I would have loved it if the V Friends booth was right at the entrance, so I didn't have to walk through the rest of the shit.
I'm
I
considering
tried to
Comic
get
Con.
interested. I tried to look. Yeah, Comic Con's the one I want to go to, but
Yeah.
I don't know. New York is hard for me. That's all.
Yeah. Actually, I love New York. I have some buddies that live there.
Yep.
So it's easier for me because I can just go sleep on their couch. I just pop in, pop out, and with a backpack, it's good to go.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm not worried that I can't like go sleep on a couch somewhere. Mine's more so like if I go to New York alone, the other four people in my family, or
Oh,
three
yeah.
at least, will be like, "What the hell? You just
Yeah,
went to New
I get
York
that.
without us?" So it's like
Yeah.
it's a four-person trip.
Yep.
And then my wife is very much, which I guess I could ask you, but like my wife is very much not on board with the V Friends thing. So
Mm,
Nationals is a shit
same.
show.
Same. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You go
Yeah.
to Texas?
No, it's like this. It's PhD, right? PhD
Oh
is
yeah, yeah.
dictating my schedule.
Yep.
And it's just it feel if like I had the tickets in my cart, and I'm like, in the plane ticket, and I was like, hey, what do you think about this? And she's like, yeah, like I don't. And I'm like, I hear you, right? Like, so I was
Gotcha.
like, she
Yep.
didn't even have to finish the sentence. So,
Same
um,
same with me. I asked my wife finally after saying I was gonna do it. So like way past tickets being sold out, like way past all that stuff. But like both Whiskey and Ben were like, Dom, we'll figure something out for you if you could make it. And I'm like, cool. Like I have that in the back of my pocket. And I asked my wife, and like just the like the hesitation in like the first
yeah,
response, I was like, okay, next year. We'll try for next year. Like
yeah,
it's cool,
yeah,
honey. I'll keep trying.
yeah. I was like, okay, I'll just stick with national and hopefully Comic
The
Con.
close
So
stuff, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Well, that's awesome. And then have you connected with Jeremy? Because I think he just moved out to Ohio. I don't know if you guys are
yeah,
anywhere near each other, but
yeah. He's in Cleveland, so he's like 2 hours away. I haven't like not in real life, but like he's definitely one of my go-to internet guys. So um, we've talked
so
about maybe this spring, like try to meet up.
yeah, try to do that because I mean, I think it's only Chell's talking in here, but he's arguably one of the best humans on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
He helped me buy an NFT yesterday. So
yeah,
he helped me connect with
he's
somebody that I didn't know. And so yeah, he's
yeah,
great.
he's great.
He always answers. I have been in Tim from Midwest Cards.
Hmm.
I've been his shop is in Columbus, and that's where my sister lives. So I pop in there quite a bit. So I have connected with him there. So that's kind of cool.
why, why am I getting bagged? Oh man. You're gonna have to explain that, Dr. Feelgood. Oh, I don't know how I got bagged just now. Um, yeah, he's feisty today for sure. Um, really threw me on that one, dude. Now, and I also need to know where Jason is. I haven't heard from that guy all weekend. I don't. Yeah, Midwest Cards. I've been in a couple of their things. I know Soggy loves them and is
Yeah.
hanging out with them quite a bit. I think he works there now. I don't know.
That's pretty.
He
It's
works
cool if he
everywhere.
does. Yeah. Yeah.
He
He works
doesn't.
everywhere.
He just works
Yeah.
everywhere. That guy. He's going stir crazy in his
Yeah.
job. Okay. Well, man, thanks for coming up. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
I'm like I
Thanks for
said,
having me.
I'm glad you reached out. I've put the request in a million times for people to reach out and come up on stage because this is the fun stuff, fun part. I don't know if you saw the other day, but like the we used to do we and by we I mean Ryan, uh like long form interviews like this, like
Yeah.
actually like he had questions and stuff and it wasn't live, so you didn't have to get bagged by people who are just in the chat, which I guess there's some science behind that theory of not doing these things live. um but you know, I don't even know where I was going with that though. But I like the interaction and I think the chat appreciates, it's cool. I like this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Appreciate
need
you having
Dr.
me. Yeah.
Feelgood back up here one of these days because I think he's the longest member that we haven't seen. Brofit is another one. I need to get him back in here. Brofit, we need a call this week. You didn't respond to me because you were out watching golf um, in Arizona. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'll
Yeah.
echo that. Would love to see Bro's face. Yeah, that mustache, 100%. Um, and then yeah, we'll be back on here tomorrow, everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Thanks for having me. Yeah. Seriously, if anybody has any questions about, or reach out, I'm happy to talk about it. I don't have any secrets, so I'll happily share the good and the bad. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad Chels is happy that I'm not like hard stopping the show at 30 minutes. She feels fulfilled from the conversation. So now I can go through the rest of my day knowing that she good.
Yep. There you go.
So appreciate you, man. And we'll see you
Yeah.
around.
All right.
Thank you,
See
buddy.
ya.
See you, man. Y'all want the after show? Y'all want the after show? Gotcha, Chels.